Andy, your main man,
Easy.
your partner in crime right here. Well, they're talking about is he delusional or not?
You're going to put me on the spot. That's
Another
great. Okay.
Ramsey said buyers shouldn't pay more than a quarter of the take-home pay on a 15-year mortgage. Now, keep in mind, a 15-year mortgage is a higher payment. This dude is so out of touch with reality. I'm surprised he has such a large base of followers. Who said this?
There was a huge Reddit thread. Like everyone was agreeing to that Ramsey is stuck in the past and that this does not apply to modern day, et cetera, et cetera. So I want to hear what you guys think.
I think what he's doing is instead of saying it's okay to be in third place, he's setting the bar up at first place. And so, if you want to be a winner, here's what you should do. You want to train for a marathon, here's what you should do. If you want to have financial success, here's what is a great path to follow. Put yourself in a situation where you can succeed. And I think that's what they're saying is that if you have 15% of your gross income dedicated to a mortgage payment, and that's actually, I hate to say it, but it's pretty easy to do nowadays because with reality of people buying and selling houses and they have tons of equity that they didn't have before, they're buying down the next property that they buy. Most of the Ramsey followers, if you think about this, the goal is to be debt-free and not be literally a slave to the debt. If you actually look at what his message isn't like saying you're out of reality, you're not a good person. He's saying that, hey, you don't have to worry about a job that you hate if you don't have debt. You don't have to worry about a job that you hate or doing something you don't want to do if it doesn't align with your morals. For example, like school, a lot of these people that are in their programs they don't believe what some of these schools are teaching their children. So they make a plan to have one of the two spouses stay home and support the in-home education. There's a big push on a lot of that stuff now where they don't want the morals or the beliefs of other people trickling into the education system on top of just being financially free. I think that's the key. The parts that I enjoy about the Ramsey following that I enjoy are when people come in and do their debt-free scream. So you're talking about people that literally couldn't do anything. They could hardly buy their groceries on Fridays. And then they get into their programs and they learn how to get out of that debt. And they still have good debt, but they don't have bad debt, right? So they get rid of the credit cards and the high interest paying stuff that you never catch up on. And then you get back into the point where you're debt free. And some of these stories will make you cry.
On the whole Ramsey situation, I think it's pretty simple to say, hey, you should only make a quarter of your take home pay, do a 15-year mortgage. I mean, that's pretty. If that was the case, this economy would be destroyed right now. But is it a goal? It's a great goal. I mean, if you're able to do that and whatever. But a lot of people have made money on real estate as well.
Like I'm saying, Chris, the statement's not being put into context of how it's being said.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. It's completely throwing this conversation the wrong way. It's like telling your kids they should save 15% of their income. Oh, what an absolute nut. How do you save 15% of your income? It's like when you go down to, if you can focus and have discipline, you have a job and you set yourself up to where you don't overspend, you show some discipline in how you take on debt and pay it off responsibly. That's all this program's about. That it really is in a nutshell. And I can't speak on their behalf. I'm not allowed to, nor would I. But I tell you what, they've helped more people than they've hurt.
Well, of course.
Isn't he more referring to like the inflation and how expensive homes are now that it's very hard to put 1/4 of your income towards it? And like Chris was saying too, like if everyone did that, the whole economy would be destroyed because real estate is about leverage, isn't it?
If you actually put his phrase into context, he'll tell you that it's okay to get a 30-year mortgage if that's all that you can afford, but put as much money down as you can to avoid mortgage insurance. Then the next step is get into a 15-year mortgage. Ideal situation, so that you're ready for any kind of a storm that comes at you, is to position yourself to where you only have 15% of your gross income going towards, like, for example, a payment. It doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it. Don't buy a house unless you can do this. He says good debt is he's telling everybody to buy houses right now because he thinks houses are going to keep going up with the way that we're spending money as a country. If you watch his stuff, these houses are on sale. They're going to keep going up. We're not going to, the world's not stopping. The world's not going backwards right now. So all the indicators are showing, but anyway, my point is that they basically help you with a guide. And I think that the guide is for a lot of people that aren't educated on what debt is.